Brother Albert Campbell. Give our brother some love, family.
I often ask myself, is there anything good that can come out of the ghetto? Is there anything good that can come out of the Poke and Bean projects? Is it anything good that can come off of 15th Avenue? But more importantly, is it anything good that can come out of me? I served 22.3 years in federal prison. I started off in USP Atlanta, which was the roughest penitentiary at that time. And when me and my brother sat in Brunswick, Georgia County Jail, we used to hear things that were going on in USP Atlanta. Horror stories. Like one of the COs got beat in the head to death with a hammer because he was on the visiting park trying to make passes at the inmate girlfriend. And so by the time the summer of 1995, me and my brother, we walked into USP Atlanta. Man, when we walked in there, it felt like the death and the violence that was in that place, it felt like you could cut it with a knife. And I remember after going through the orientation or the introduction to the prison, the next morning, my brother and I, we got up and we went to breakfast. You know, the breakfast was good. We went through the line, got our eggs and whatever we ate, and what we wanted to eat, and we sat down at a table. And we eating our food, trying to digest where we at. And so we sitting down, we eating. So I noticed guys was watching us. So one guy tell me, say, hey, shorty, where you from? He was kind of aggressive. I looked around because I ain't used to nobody talking to me no any kind of way. Hey, shorty, where you from? I look at my brother, man, who this nigga talking to? So he rose up. Hey, shorty, where you from? Got a little aggressive. So when he rose up, the people in the surrounding table rose up, about 20 of them rose up with him. Well, he made me answer his question. We from Miami. Y'all from Miami? He said, shorty, if y'all don't get y'all ass up and go sit over there where your car at, I'll kill you. And then his little crew started gathering around us, so I gathered my brother up and we got on over that way he told us to go. His hands said go that way, we looked over that way, and we went over there and sat with the guys that was from Miami. I ain't never been to no state joint and all that, so I ain't know nothing about all that, right? And so it was another guy, you know, they say, you know, when you go to prison, you see the biggest guy swing on him, and then even if he beat you, at least you'll know, they'll know that you will fight, right? How many people heard that before? Right? Well, it was this one guy. He was about as big as cartoon, but he had his head was so his head was, well, he had a big head. Right? This was a big guy, right? And so what he would do, he would sit in a chair in the morning time, the shower right here so he could see the shower. But he would get up in the morning and he would look at the TV, right? And the TV would be rolling because what he want to see is the X-rated pictures pop on the screen, right? So the picture would never pop on the screen, so in between the lines. You see the TV when it rolled and the lines keep going, right? So in between there, he'll see a shot every now and then for a millisecond, and then he'll just sit there and watch it, right? And so the inmates started complaining to the staff that he come in and he bogart the TV every morning, right? So the next morning, he was in his same spot. No, he waited later on that night when everybody was in the TV room. And so they were watching their favorite game, so he cut the TV off and he made a speech. He said, let me tell y'all something. I told these people that I was going to leave y'all alone. Y'all better let me watch my damn TV. He said, because I sit in this chair right here in the morning, and you, I watch y'all going to the shower. I like y'all. Y'all better tell them to leave me alone for I do something to one of y'all, because I watch y'all every morning. I like y'all. And he was so big, it wasn't nothing they could do. Like, I wouldn't be in the room with him. Right? And we just saw so much death and destruction going on in that prison. And me and my brother, we came to the conclusion after almost getting killed just for eating breakfast, not knowing the rules. Him and I, we went back to our cell and we said, you know what, man? We ain't gonna make it to this. And we said, man, look, man, when it's time to die, we're gonna die together. Well, hold on, excuse me. I didn't even introduce myself. Sorry about that. So I want y'all to ride with me for a minute. Because the people that you see on the street, they're only in survival mode. My name is Albert Campbell III. On the streets, they call me Big Money Sonny. On the streets. Right? And I want to let you know that I was one of them guys that was out there. Pass the picture around because this thing is real. Pass one of them around. Just pass that around as I talk about this. So, when you see my brothers on the streets, they look like me. Some of them grow up like me. And I remember my mom and my stepfather, they sold drugs. They shot drugs. And I remember one night, my stepdad and my mom, they went and got me and my brother, and they put us under the window was here. They told us to lay under the door because they told us that the insurance man was coming to take their money. And they standing to the window with guns. And me and my brother, we on the floor. We like, what the hell going on? Somebody gonna come, insurance man gonna come take your money? And so when I reflect back, I used to sit on my porch and I used to watch people go in and out of our house. Come to find out, you have to be careful what you do around children. Because children, they act dumb. They act like they don't know what you're doing. But they understand what you do. Even if you say it in cold language, they understand what you're doing, right? And so I grew up in an era that if you seen grown people talking and you was in their mouth, like you listening, they come and slap your whole mouth off, right? So I had to pay attention to my mom while she shot drugs in her arm every day, wondering when was going to be the day that she was going to die. And so on me and my brother's spare time, we used to walk across the street to Rain's funeral home. Strange for children. and look at dead bodies lying in the casket. And I used to wonder one day, would I ever walk in this funeral home and see my mama laying in the casket from an overdose of drugs? And she loved us so much, but she was so much a junkie. And we saw all kind of stuff in our neighborhood, shootings and stabbings and killings and everybody, but they only in survival mode. But it was worse what happened inside our home that people don't know about. See, you see our brothers and sisters, you might just think that they thugs. You might just think that they niggas. You might just think they out of control. But when a person is in survival mode, they don't have no long-term goals. They don't have no midterm goals. Their only goal is to see if I can make it just through the next minute. And we look like we all right. So to get a break, I would go to school so that my physical body can relieve some of the tense pressure that I live every day of my life while I'm with my mom and my stepmom and in my community. But while I'm in school, my mind is wondering, is my mom on her way to the casket? Or is my stepdad beating her to death like he normally do once or twice a week? We in survival mode. In survival mode, you don't know what you want to be, so you ask a man, what you going to be when you grow up? So we'll tell you, we want to play football or basketball. Do you know why we tell you that? Because we really don't know what we want to be, but we think if we could grab onto a football or a basketball, maybe we can grab onto that thing and run fast enough to get up out of the hell of a situation that we live in. So don't laugh when our people talk about they want to play football. So people talk, all they want to do is play football and basketball. Have you taught them anything different? And so when I went to school one day, I came home with straight F's. And I took that report card to my mom. And as high as she be at times, she had enough strength to beat my ass. So guess what? I'm in another survival mode now because now I got to go to a school where I can relax a little bit to prepare myself for what I might see when I go home. But now I had to keep my grades up. Because I couldn't really concentrate on my grades because I'm still having daydreams of seeing my mom in the casket. So I make all F's. So she beat me so bad, so I go back in survival mode again. So I learned how to make A's and B's in school, and I wasn't even focused on being them. Talking about survival mode. I'm talking about like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me because I don't feel sorry for myself. I feel grateful. I feel grateful that I grew up in a dark place. And like, I don't know if any of you all know what it feels like to have a broken spirit at 12 years old. And you come around and you see me selling my dope and you see me running from you and you see me doing things, but you don't know. You don't know what I've been through. But they told you I was a nigga. They told you I was a thug. So now I peep. Instead of grabbing the ball and the football and the basketball, feel me? They grabbing the AK-47. Because they'd rather be somewhere else than to be living in this world right here. So they grabbing the AK-47 and they taking many of us with them as they can because they in survival mode. So if they don't make it through the day, it's all right with them. And if they take some of us with them, it's okay with them because they in survival mode. Man, I sat in that prison cell, and don't mind me. I just hope you don't have to feel what I feel. I sat in that prison cell every day of 22.3 years. All my aunts died when I was in prison. All my uncles died. Everybody that raised me died when I was in prison. My 23-year-old daughter died while I was in prison. Survival mode. And I prayed to God. I ministered in prison for over. When I finally realized that I didn't want to die in prison. Because even when we was homeless, I felt like I was special. Even when my mama was trying to kill herself on a daily basis, I felt like I was special. And even when I couldn't prevent my stepdad from trying to beat my mama to death, it's something in me told me that I was special. And I remember the day we were sentenced. I got 35 years. I led my brother in prison that loved me, that followed me, that made me his leader. I led him. He got a 35-year sentence. And a person that we didn't even know. And we came from sentencing that day. And I tell you, man, people talking about they won't snitch. And I'm telling you, what you about to hear is the realest thing that you probably going to ever hear in your life. Tell you about this federal government. They'll put you in that cell. They'll send you so many letters from the court every day talking about denied this and denied that and denied this and denied that. And you don't want to tell, I'm going to go get your mama. You still don't want to tell, I'm going to go get your baby mama. You still don't want to tell, I'm going to go get your baby mama. You still don't want to break, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to tell you, me, I had to make a decision. I said, oh my God, I can't let them take my mama to jail. I can't let them go get my baby mama. So guess what I told them? I said, if you give me a life sentence, and this is on my record, and you let my brother go and let my family go, I'll sign for a life sentence and I'll never put another motion in court to get out. See, the scripture talk about a man that'll lay down his life for his friend. Right? So they denied the motion, right? So the lawyer that I got, it seemed like he with me. He got the money, but the information he bringing me, I'm kind of confused. He said, they say if you don't cooperate, they're going to lock your baby mama up. Shit. I'm already like, and I'm skinny. Already got a big head. I'm skinny. I'm losing weight. I'm like, so they called my baby mother from Miami to Brunswick, Georgia, bring all us in court. And then they do something real fast. Lock her up. They grabbed her up and locked her up and handcuffed her and shot me out the building. So I'm like, oh shit, they real. So I got a decision to make. You don't want to take my life that I'm offering. I'm a snitch. Because if it was just about me, I could take it, but it wasn't just about me. But guess what? That lady, that junkie, my mama who loved us, that one who I dreamed to see her in the casket, she was clean by that time. And she said, son, let me tell you something. If they come get me, let them come get me. If they come get your children's mother because they enjoyed that money, let her come get her. But you ain't going to sell your soul to the devil being irresponsible for something that you've done. And so when I was in prison, I wrote 2 books on my author. And I sent her my manuscript. And she read my manuscript and she came to see me in business. She was crying. She told me, she said, it's my fault. The way you turned out. It's my fault that you and your brother in prison for 35 years. And I say, no more. We was in survival mode. That's all we knew. We did what we knew. And so I'm not telling you to give our people breaks, because I didn't need a break. I needed every day of the 22.3 years in prison for my accountability. I needed every day of it. And I'm thankful. And I started praying to God while I was in prison. I said, God, I done been a minister in prison for over 12 years. I was in 22, so over 15 years, I was a minister in prison. And I say, God, you use me when people have problems in their relationship, they come to me. When they need prayer, they come to me. When they need advice, they come to me. And God gave me the spirit to even speak to my Spanish brother that didn't even know English, that I could come and talk to them and they could feel me, what I'm saying, and they hug me up. And I say, God, what about me? I still can't fathom, like right now, I've been out a little over 3 years, and I still can't fathom the fact that my daughter not here, because she was here when I left. And for those of us that been in prison, we come out, and for those of y'all that take us in, that come from prison, that been in prison a long time, it's something wrong with us up here. So my brothers and them, sometimes they'll see me sitting outside on the bench, and I just be staring out. And I remember having these dreams in prison that I was out, and they were so real when I woke up and seen them walls, because I live in a little bed, a little bathroom with 3 men in the bathroom. The room was so small that when we get up in the morning, everybody had a certain time to get up, unless you're going to be inching up on a man like this in the morning, right? And I asked God, I say, how long will you let your servant suffer? I've done everything that you asked me. I still cry at night. I used to, like on Fridays, I used to go to prayer service on Fridays. So they'll call us around 1 o'clock to go to prayer service, right? But some Fridays, my daughter used to come see me on Fridays, right? So when people thought I was getting dressed, standing under the loudspeaker to hear my name, to go to religious service, I stood there hoping that I would hear them call my name, that my daughter that passed was coming to see me. I did that for years, every Friday. And I still ask myself, after all that, is there anything good in me? Is there anything good in me that I could supplicate to God that he could give me another chance? And I told her, God, I said, if you allow me to get out of this prison, that I'll come back out here and I'll give everything that I got and everything that I've learned. Do you know there's some people in prison that taught us, real wise men, that taught us in prison. And they say, the reason why I'm teaching you this, brother, because I'll never get out of prison. And the only way that I can get out of prison is I give you this knowledge. You take it out there and you do something with it. I was that type of person. So I prayed to God, if you let me out of this prison. And it had got to a point where I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take the crying no more. I couldn't take the old pictures of my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles that had passed away that I'd never see again. I couldn't take it no more. And so I'm like, God, this is it. You got to do something. And I tell you, 3 days after I said that prayer, they called me to the lieutenant office, and President Barack Obama had signed my clearance. I was supposed to do 35 years straight, but I got a 10-year reduction because all the petitioning that I petitioned in the court, brother, the court denied it. I don't know if any of you ever stood before the judge and they told you United States of America versus you. That means everybody and all the other states and all the other territories. It's almost impossible for you to beat everybody in the United States. But when I petitioned to God, when I put that petition to God, because couldn't no man save me. And at the same time, couldn't no drug kill me. I know a man, he was pointing a gun at me, point blank range, and I was pointing at him. Like we crazy or something, right? And when I got out, that same man is a preacher. That same man that tried to kill me and I tried to kill him like this. Click. So I clicked the gun on him, right? So I go home, I say, sweet, I tried to kill that nigga Ray. The gun don't even work. And when I mad, boom, it went off. And when I got out and seen that man that I tried to kill, and he tried to kill me, I knew God was real. Because whenever God got something for you to do, a man can shoot an AK-47 at your face right here and it won't do nothing to you. You hear me? So I got out. Right the wrongs of my community, but nobody can do anything by themselves. That's why you here. You wouldn't be here if you could do it by yourself. It takes all of us to do it together. So the eyes is not big enough for God. God is the eye. We are just the we. So I'll close with this. One day there was a shooting over there in PSU. 2 young girls got mowed down, got killed in PSU projects. And they called the Circle Brotherhood and they called the peacemakers over there. And they wanted our beloved executive director to do a press conference. And I was walking with him. For some reason, I was walking with him all that morning. And he was kind of agitated. And Officer Perez came to me, I'm glad you're here, man. Come on, man, to say something to the people. And brother kind of like, what do you want me to say? Right? So I'm looking at him, I'm walking with him. The brother is melancholy. The brother is upset. And so brother told me, he said, brother, we gonna let them talk to the press. We gonna go talk to our people. And Brother Lau and Brother Ed, they had a program in PSU and they were raising up our people. And they was making our people a better people, our young people over there. And they were just running up to them, Brother Lau, where y'all been? Where y'all been? Brother Lau said the funds ran out. And so it was another guy, we were talking to him. And he was like, every time the motherfucking police come around here, when something happens, I'm tired of their ass being around here. And he was talking to us about how the police had harassed him the other day when he was in the traffic. He racial profiled me and he mad. So I said, well, brother, the police here today, they not here because they killed somebody. They here today because black on black violence. We killed each other. That's not the reason why they here. They here to comfort us. And he kept going on. So I decided, let me just hear him out. Right? And so when I got a break, I say, brother, what is it that I could do to help? I asked him that question. And he looked at me. He said, how you look? Ain't nothing you can do to help our people. And I got to show you this now. I got another picture to show you because the top picture was him and me.
Come on now.
Huh? Pass this around. Cause I done took the goals out my mouth and cut my dreads off and got a little older and God favored me. You think I can't go back to my own people and help my own people because I don't look like you? But what he was telling me, he said, man, God has given you a brand new mind that you don't even look like me. That's what he was telling me. And while I was in prison praying, that God, if you let me out of prison, I didn't know that there was a man that was on this side of the fence that was deciding whether he was going to let the circle of brotherhood die. Because what I needed to do for God, I needed a vehicle to help me make my promise to God true. And I'm so happy that God put it in the heart of Brother Leroy Jones to say, you know what? I'm not going to let the circle of brotherhood die. I'm so happy for Pastor Mack. And I'm so happy for Brother Lyle and Brother Ed, who carried this thing when nobody carried it. They made sure that God's work was done through the circle of brotherhood. And I tell you, and I close with this, it'll be 20 years before you really understand what you experienced today. But when you ride in your car, and the object for you is to get home safely to your family at night. So don't give me no break. Brother say you see him in the car, let him go. You see me and my license bad, do what you got to do, because you could be saving my life. We're building a partnership with you all. And I'm telling you, one day, God forbid, you will find yourself out there in them streets, and it'll get a little hostile for you. And you shout brotherhood.
That's right.
And I promise you that some of them same people that raise a hell will calm down and come stand by your side.
That's right. Brotherhood.
Because our people don't really know that y'all love them like y'all love them, because they won't come out to see this. So they look at y'all in a way that they were looking at the police in the 80s and the 70s. But y'all young. And we gonna bridge a gap to let our people know that y'all serve them as well as we serve them. So to our board members, to our executive members, to our members at large, thank y'all for having me. God bless.
This brother Albert Campbell right here, family. And, you know, our brother's so humble. You know, he told you about Barack Obama signing his clemency. What he didn't share with you is that during the 21.5-day hunger strike, there was a radio interview heard on WLRN. And during that radio interview, one of the things that Brother Albert said was, I sure wish there was a way I could let President Barack Obama know that I'm making my word bound on this side. A couple days after that radio broadcast, this unassuming Caucasian woman comes up to the fence, says, I like to see the hunger nine. Particularly, I like to meet Mr. Albert Campbell. And she comes in, and she says, Are you Albert Campbell? She said, I heard your story on WLRN, and I heard you say that you wanted to get a message to Barack Obama. She says, well, I can make that happen. Yes, sir. She sits down. Brother Albert writes his letter, and she leaves. A couple months after that, she comes back here to this facility with an envelope in her hand.
That's right.
And in that envelope was a letter from Barack Obama acknowledging not only that he got receipt of our brother's message, but he responded back to thank him for the work that he's doing to help stem crime and violence in our community. Brother Albert Campbell. Thank you, big brother.